My dear brothers and sisters, this month we are celebrating Migrant and Refugee Sunday, and it's a time for us all to celebrate the diversity of who we are. Here in the Northern Territory, we have over 100 different countries represented and 120 ethnic groups represented, which is so amazing. What a tapestry of a variety of gifts and talents and cultures. We are such a rainbow of colors, all the colors and diversity of humanity. Well, I'm a migrant myself. I migrated to Australia with my family when I was a 13-year-old boy. And I know some of the challenges that migrants face. In fact, some of my siblings and their children and grandchildren are still affected by the changes of migration. So we are invited as a church to embrace all, remembering that all are God's children and loved by God. Jesus himself was a refugee when he went to Egypt to escape Herod killing him. He was a migrant and a refugee.
As a migrant, we found it extremely difficult to initially settle in Australia and Darwin and get used to its laid-back lifestyle.
One of the great challenges that I faced when I came to Australia, it was the culture shock. For example, when I was in my country, I used to visit my friends freely whenever I wanted, if I knew where they are. But here, visiting friends, I have to make an appointment and ask for their permission to come and visit them. And even the worst thing was, even my own neighbors, I couldn't visit them, I couldn't even get to know them because people here prefer keeping their lives private, away from each other. So it was a shock to me because I felt like I was lonely in a lonely place.
Communication was a challenge. It was only in grade 3 that I began to understand what my teachers were saying.
One of the challenges I faced as someone moving from one country to another is navigating that feeling of loss and feeling lost. Saying goodbye to my home country and in a way feeling that I am losing what I've known to be my home for many, many years since my childhood. And also that sense of feeling lost in a new place with its culture and customs that were still unfamiliar to me at that time.
The first is language from so come. If you want to study, you can go in. I was studying seminary, but you speak, sometimes because you are not really practiced. But here you can practice one time. The second one, prejudice. But prejudice, you overcome with first humble yourself. And the second one, you have to follow the law of the land. The third one, you have to listen carefully, repeat what you say. And then the fourth one, you can mix with people, don't trying to be just only by yourself or with somebody else only, but trying to be friends with everybody.
However, with its vast multicultural community, we soon found ourselves at home, getting used to everything here.
Having the freedom to live out my cultures whilst growing up in the Australian cultures has helped me to become the woman that I am today. A woman with a multicultural heart who embraces diversity.
Feeling and receiving the welcome and support of fellow migrants, but also of locals alike. Experienced this in a special way in my home parish of Our Lady Help of Christians in Palmerston. During that time, Father Tom, my parish priest, and the rest of the community always made sure that we newcomers would always feel welcome and that we would be introduced to the community. And so straight away we had people who became our friends and who became supports to us along the way. Some of the other positive experiences as well in coming to Australia are, of course, new opportunities for study, for work. I got my first job when I first arrived in Australia, and it taught me a lot about life and work and family, and also the conditions, the hard conditions that people live through, especially in those first few years of coming to a new country. Coming to Australia also provided new opportunities for mission, not just locally but also interstate.
In Australia, you have a good place to gain yourself, As when I came to Australia, I just worked as a labor, in the road, working the road, but now I have a chance to go to study. If you have time, your money, you can go study and you can improve yourself. And so from that labor job, very hard job, and I started studying it at Germany. I gained my certificate in welding, and then I did mechanical engineering, and then I did nearly 4 years for my Bachelor of Teaching, but only one subject to finish off. But I had the argument is the lectures. And besides that, I did different things. I did bricklaying course, carpenter course, and different. And then that time, if you want to try yourself to bring yourself, you can do anything. You can do it, without establish anything. Because the opportunity here in Australia, I come from Indonesia, but sometimes because you got no money, you have got time and work with long soldiers. But here you have opportunity to gain, the opportunity to make yourself gain from one below, and you can come up to the next level,
We joined the parish choir and the digital committee, and that helped us deepen our faith and integrate better into society.
Yes, the Catholic Church here in Darwin has done a great work in helping me and many of my fellow migrants settle in so well in Darwin and in Australia. For example, Bishop Charles and Bishop Eugene, they agreed and helped us Africans form what we call the African Catholic community. In that community, most of us migrants come together who are Catholics, and we praise and worship God in our own mother tongues. In Africa, we have a widely spoken language, which is Swahili, and the Catholic Church here gave us a priest, Father Chid, who's an African, and he leads us in Mass in a language that the majority of us understand, where we do not need an interpreter. So that makes us feel welcome. And even during that Mass, we connect with our friends who have been here before, and they help us fit in so well.
My parents encouraged me to pray. Seeing how they live their faith encouraged me to come to Jesus in the time of my challenges.
The light of faith is an important, very important support in my migrant experience, because it allowed me to see God as my companion as I was experiencing my own exodus, moving from one home to another, moving from, my home country into what is now what I consider to be my home, to see that God is with me, God continues to be with me, and that God has a mission and an adventure in store for me. The light of faith also has allowed me to see in those difficult moments that hope, that Christian hope, that knows that God will look after me and my family, and that things will and do get better. And so for that, I give thanks to God.
Because in seminary we are very disciplined. So I believe that if my parents was bring us, that you have to, everything you do, you have to keep to God. That's it, without anything, because since the first time I came to Australia, never forget about your belief, and then I have sometimes, not doubt, but want to know what some others, like Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, and Christians, and different Christians. So I've been that place, but different, that they talk like, they behave like Christian, but they say they're Christian, but behave differently, So this sometimes I just not really that my, I keep until now I being I didn't smoke, I I don't drink, and then so many things I have to, sacrifice, for